saw blessings, you received blessings. That's a different Hallelujah. Well, I come to you this morning with the title, since Pastor Derek got us on spiritual laws. God has not let me leave faith. It's like I had to backtrack off of something that he had ministered on. He did the spiritual law of faith. And so today I want to come to you with the spiritual law of faith and works. Faith and works. Hashtag what you working with. Come on, somebody. Look at your neighbor and say, what you working with? What you working with today, okay? Because it's going to take all of that. It's going to take all of that. There's the quote that Pastor Derek had given us that is inspiration for my message today is when he said, a faith that has not been tested is a faith that cannot be trusted. I got to say that again. A faith that has not been tested is a faith that cannot be trusted. Can anybody in here say that you are being tested in your faith? Come on, somebody. That you are being tested in where you're growing to. You are being tested in the direction that God has for you. Because test means that something is happening outside of what you desire. You didn't think about it like that. You didn't see it like that. But what had happened was, come on, y'all. See, if you have not been tested in the area that you say you're believing God for, how can you really prove that you actually have faith? Wow. How can you really prove that you have faith if you can't stand a little bit of a test? If you can't stand a little bit of a trial, tribulation, or a situation? See, through the trials of life, through the situations of life, through the circumstances of life, God is saying, can I test you so that I can bless you? Come on, somebody. God is saying, can I test you so that I can bless you? Will you pass the test of life? Will you pass it? That's a Selah moment, because to be real, we can say yes, amen, all day until we are in the situation, until we're deep down digging and grinding, and the situation hits us and we're like, oh, you know what? This is a test. What you gonna do? When I can weather the storm, when I can overcome the test, I can say that I have faith only then. Okay, come on, y'all. Listen to me. When I can weather a storm, when I can weather a trial or situation, and I can get past it, only then can I say that I had true faith. Only then can I say that I had true faith. Because if you say you have faith, then guess what you just did? You just opened the door for tests to come your way. Because you release into your atmosphere. Oh, how do you release? I got faith. I'm believing God for. I'm believing that my business, I'm believing my marriage, I'm believing my kids. You know what I really want God to do? See, this is what we call a profession of faith. So when you profess it, when you say that this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I desire, you just open the door for a test to come. So what does test mean? Test means that the presence, the means by which the presence, the quality, the genuineness of anything is determined. So the test is determining the means by which your presence, your quality, genuineness of anything is determined. A means of trial, to undergo a test or trial, to try out to perform on a test. See, in a test, can you still show up and be present? Or will you run from the situation? Come on, somebody. See, when you're in a test, you got to determine, am I going to still show up and be present? Or am I going to say, oh, I don't want to deal with this. I'm running. I'm done. Because guess what? What this says? By which your presence. Your presence is going to be tested when you are professing faith, because you're going to have to determine, am I still going to waver the storm? Am I going to show up even when I don't feel like it, because I'm undergoing guess what? A test. Will I still show up in my marriage? Will I still show up on my job, in my business? Will I still show up for my children? Will I still show up? Because guess what? I'm going through a test. And sometimes we feel like we're not obligated to show up. Well, they tried me, so I ain't got to. I don't have to be present. I don't have to show up, because guess what? The test came and I don't like it. In a test, will you still give a quality you? Listen now. Will you still give a quality you, which means your time, your attention, your gifts, your talents, or will you, like my husband like to say, take your ball and run? Will you still give a quality you, or will you give people crumbs of you because you can't handle tests? You can't handle trial, tribulation, or a situation. See, I know, because when I remember when I was saying that when I was going through miscarriage after miscarriage, I didn't want to give people a quality me. I wanted to give them crumbs of me. Listen, you're going to eat what I'm giving you, because I don't feel like dealing with you. I don't feel like showing up for you. And I don't feel like being present for you. Why? Because I'm enduring a test, and I don't want to fool with none of y'all. Instead of giving them all of me, I gave them crumbs of me. I gave them what I wanted them to have. I gave them what I thought they should have. I didn't give them what they needed. So in a test, will you still give quality you, or will you give them crumbs of you? In a test, will you still be genuine, or will you be attitudinal or disruptive? Because in a test, I got to determine if I'm still going to be genuine, if I'm still going to be faithful, or if I'm going to get an attitude and not want to fool with none of y'all. In a test, it's a test. In a test, I got to determine if I'm still going to give you my genuineness, or I'm going to give you my attitude. I'm going to give you my frustration. I'm going to be disruptive. Disruptive means I might cuss you out. Disruptive means I might slap you, punch you in the mouth. Disruptive means I might not support you. Disruptive means I might not show up for you. When I don't show up for you, I disrupted something that you expected of me. So in a test, I can choose to be genuine, or I can choose to be disruptive. But guess what it all goes back to? Do you still have faith? Or are you letting the opposite of faith have you? In a test, a situation, a trial, how's your energy? Do people want to be around you? In a test, it's like your presence, your quality, your genuineness. All of that translates to energy. How's your energy when you're going through a test? Do people really want to be around you and your negativity? Do people want to be around your energy? And then you confused because nobody want to talk to you. Nobody want to be around you. Well, because you didn't check yourself or you wrecked yourself. And what you didn't realize was that you weren't just wrecking yourself, but you was wrecking your house. You was wrecking everything connected to you. Why? Because you couldn't stand the test. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because don't nobody want to be around negative energy. It was funny, Deja came to the she had a bad game. The soccer team lost, and she was all attitudinal, getting in the car, me and Deja just chilling. We just chilling like a villain. And then the song come on, I'm just singing, and I'm just like, what, you know? And then Deja said, Mom, could you please stop? And I said, Deja, you're not gonna mess up my energy because you want to bring negativity to the table. I'm going to be happy and I'm going to sing. And Deshaun like, Mom, she like this all the time. Every time they look. I said, we're not going to let her mess up our energy. And I said, go to sleep. Take your nap. Because you're not going to mess up our energy. Because they failed the test and it produced a bad quality of her presence. The test was the game. Either you're going to win or you're going to lose. So they lost and it produced a negative energy in the car. And so you got to understand what is it that you're bringing to the table in the middle of a test. Test will show you the quality of your faith. I got to say that again. Test will show you the quality of your faith. The quality. The quality of your faith. You know how when you have a Louis Vuitton bag, and you can have a Louis with an LV on it, and you can have the imitation, the Louis with an LV on it. I had a situation at my job, like I had a Louis, right? And then I had somebody that was working with me that said, oh, Miss Trish, I love that Louis. They have one on the China thing, right? Just like it. I said, oh, okay. That's awesome. She said, I'm going to order it. So she orders the Louis off the China website. She brings it to work and she's like, see, I got it, Miss Trish. I said, that is awesome. How about 2 weeks later, she comes in and said, Miss Trish, look, this is already peeling. See, it was an imitation of what the real deal is. Now watch this. You got to ask yourself, am I giving God an imitation of faith? Or am I giving God the real deal, Holyfield, when it comes to my faith? Because the quality of your faith will be tested. And you got to determine, am I going to give him an imitation? Or am I going to give the real deal? Because when the test comes, the quality is going to be tested. That's right. That's right. The quality of your faith is going to be tested. How real is your faith? How real is your faith? Can you prove to God that you can be trusted with the next that you're believing him for? To be trusted with the next, you have to prove that you can handle now. That's good. To be trusted with next, you have to prove that you can handle now. You're not going to give God no fake stuff. You're not going to give God no crazy stuff. You're not going to give God what crumbs to you when he won't swallow you. See, can you be, oh God, I'm believing you for this and that. Well, can you show up now? Because if you can't show up now, how can I bless you later? You got to show God that you can be trusted. So it's like, you got to ask yourself, to be trusted with next, I got to prove that I can handle now. What are you handling now poorly now, but believing God for great? What are you handling poorly right now? But you're but I want next level. But you're handling poorly right now something that's associated to the next. You're handling poorly right now something that's associated to a whole nother level of what you're doing right now. If you're not handling your now with faith and works, key word, how do you expect God for next? See, I got to show up now with faith and works. It's now, not later. Because I want it, guess what? Now. God said, you want it now, then guess what you got to do? You got to show up now. You got to be present. You got to give good quality. You got to give good energy. So I want it, but I'm not being present now. I'm not doing all the things that I need to do now. Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith. He didn't say later. Well, later once I get through this day. No. In the middle of the fire. In the middle of the struggle. In the middle of the turmoil. Now faith. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things that you can't even see. Because if you can see it, you don't have to have faith for it. That's right. You can see it while we talking faith. It's already there. So it's now. God is trying to break and destroy yokes off of our mind now. God is trying to heal and deliver now. God is trying to set you up for the next big thing now. Now. God said now. James 1:2-4. Watch this. I'm going to give you a few scriptures because all of this connects. He said, consider it all joy. Wait, tell me, wait. You mean to tell me I got to be happy? Watch this. Consider it all joy, my brothers, when you meet what? Who happy when they go through a trial? Who got joy deep down on the end? Oh, Jesus, thank you for letting me go through 6 miscarriages. Oh, I got joy down deep in my soul. Thank you for letting my business all this about. I got joy down deep in my soul. Anybody professing that? Because we're not being reminded of what God is saying. It's like we get caught up in self that we can't go to the word. We can't follow the word because guess what? It's not about now faith. It's about my now emotions. It's about my now, how I feel right now. God tells us that there is nothing new under the sun, and there is always a word for what you're going through. That's right. And if we can just apply the word over the going through, we're going to grow through somewhere. So he said, consider it all joy, my brother, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And he said, and let endurance have its perfect result so that you may be perfect. So that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. I got to give you another one. Romans 5:3-4. It says, and not only this, but we also exalt in our tribulations, knowing that tribulations bring about perseverance, and perseverance proving character, and proving character hope. So my question is that what are you proving with your character when you're being tried by the fire? What are you proving? What do your works look like under fire? Selah. What do your works look like under fire? Hashtag what you working with. What do your works look like under? Why is that so important? Why is that such an important question? We go to James chapter 2, verse 18. James chapter 2, verse 18, it says, but someone will say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. James 2:26, we go down just a little bit more. It says, for as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead. Show me your faith by showing me your works. Works is the actions or the deeds of a person. Y'all follow me because we finna really grow somewhere. Grow somewhere. Y'all say grow somewhere. I got a simple equation for life. What's 1 + 1? 2. That's simple, right? But let me break something else down. Just as simple as 1 + 1 is 2. Look at this. Faith plus works. Right? We're going somewhere. Faith plus works divided by trials, divided by tribulations, divided by circumstances, divided by issues, plus more faith, plus more work equals manifestation. Oh, let me go somewhere. Listen. Go backwards. See, if we're going to get to manifestation, we start out good with this. Just add this and this together. But then this right here, divided by means that division comes to separate. Division comes to conquer the vision that God gave you. So faith plus works is going through a division. And trials are coming to divide faith and works. Circumstances are coming to divide faith and work. Issues are coming to divide faith and work. But what happens when there's a division? You got to add something back. Come on. When there's division, you got to add something back to the equation. When there's division, you got to add something back. What are you adding back? We ain't going back to faith. We're going to more faith. We ain't going back to works. We're going to more works. Because the harder the devil tries to come for you, the harder you got to work. So whatever you was doing at the beginning, come on, add a little bit more to it. Add a little bit more to it. Add a little bit more to it. So if I was at this level, okay, I see you, devil. I'm finna step my game up. I got to step my game up because guess what? You stepped yours up. And so when the devil comes at you one way, you got to make him flee 7 different ways. Why? Because you added more faith. What's more faith? More word, more wisdom, more clarity, more direction, more word, more wisdom, more clarity, more direction. I just added a little bit more of what I was already doing. Because I saw that something was trying to come and divide what I was doing. So here's the thing. If there is a division, there is no wholeness unless you make it whole. If there is a separation, aka a divorce between the two, faith and works, there shall be no manifestation of glory. Oh, I got to say that again because y'all didn't get it. If there is a separation, if there is a divorce between faith and works, there will be no glory. Faith and works, if they divorce, there shall be no glory. I got to say that again. If faith and works separate or divorce, there shall be no glory. No glory means no manifestation. No manifestation means no blessing. Because it is impossible to come to God unless you first believe God. That's faith. So there will be no manifestations of blessings if there is a division between faith and works. Divorce always divides. Y'all look at somebody and say divorce always divides. Divorce always separates. So if you allow a divorce to separate faith and works, you're not going to get nowhere. You're not going to get nowhere. You're not going to get nowhere. I got to give you concepts about faith and works. Concepts about faith and works. Y'all ready? Yeah. Write this down. These are spiritual laws or spiritual concepts or whatever you want to call them about faith and works. Concept number 1, they have to marry and become one. You can't have one without the other. Pastor Derek, come on. This is where I use him as a visual. This right here, in the natural, turn around. This is my husband. We became one. We are not separated. We are one together, right? What's his is mine. What's mine is his. We are one. And we don't let anything divide. When our children come and ask for money, daddy, mama, your money. Well, daddy gave it. No, baby, that's just like mama gave you money because his money is my money. That's our money. So we are one, right? And so there is no divide, no division. So look at him. I'm faith, he's works. So if we are married together, we have to walk together. We have to talk together. If faith decide to go over here and works decide to go over there, we got a whole situation. We can never, ever separate because we are one. So us walking together produces number 2. If you only say that you have faith, but don't put in the work, you're talking and not walking. See, watch this. Pastor Derek, say something to me.
What you want me to say?
He just said something. But he didn't exert no energy. But if we're going to walk, I got to put in the work to do that. I got to take steps to do that. But guess what? I can't do it alone if I'm got faith and works working together. So we got to walk together. We got to talk together. So if you say you only have faith, then faith is the talker. Works is the walker. Faith is the talker. Faith is the talker. Y'all gonna get this. Faith is the talker. But works is the walker. So if I'm talking something, but I ain't working on it, I ain't doing nothing but talking. So I gotta walk hand in hand with him because I'm gonna talk noise. And guess what? I got somebody on my team that's gonna put in the work. Come on, somebody. So faith and work, they have to connect. They cannot separate. They cannot isolate. They have to be one. Just like in a marriage, if they separate, there is a divorce. 3. I exuded to this. The third concept is faith is the noise talker. Works is the one that backs up the noise talker. Faith is the noise talker. Works back me up. Yo, you think I'm by myself? Works got my back, dog. Works got my back. Come on, somebody. Works got my back. Works got my back. Faith is the noise talker. Works is the backing up. Have you ever seen somebody that talk noise? They always talking up, but they can't never back it up. And you be like, sit down somewhere. You always talking noise and ain't gonna do nothing. Always talking and ain't gonna do nothing. Just sit down. You gotta be able, when you're on this faith walk, when tests and trials and tribulations and all that stuff come, you gotta be able to talk noise to your situation. Talk noise to the devil. Devil, this ain't what you want. I'm not the same woman I was last year. I'm not the same woman that was depressed, oppressed, and regressed the foolish ways. I am not the same woman. So come for me in this season. If you want to, because I'm much stronger now. I'm wiser now. I'm talking noise, but I got some works that's going to help me back that thing up. Works, how is work going to help me stand against the enemy? I'm going to be in position. I'm coming to church. I'm praising. I got a group of people that's going to keep me accountable. When I feel like I'm getting low, I'm going to tell the intercessors to pray for me, to look out for me. See, that's putting in the work. You got to understand that I got to put in the work. I'm going to talk noise to the enemy in this hour. I'm going to talk noise to trials and tribulations. I'm going to talk noise to my bank account. Fill up. In the name of Jesus. See, I can talk noise to my bank account, but when after I talk noise, baby, work's got to manifest. Because I got to go and put in some work so I can see some glory sprout up in the bank account. I got to go and put in some work because I need to see a shift in my bank account. See, I can talk the noise, but I got to be able to back it up with some work. See, I can't talk noise, set my hand to the plow, and look back and stay back. I got to talk noise, look back for a testimony. Look back for something that's going to help me progress to where I'm going. I got to talk noise, but when I see what I saw back then, I got to do something now so that I can keep it moving, Susan. I got to talk the noise, but I got to see something. And I got to do something so I can keep it moving, Susan. See, my marriage ain't going to be what it was last year. Baby, we're going to another level. I'm going to talk noise. I'm going to be about it. I'm going to walk it out because I got to put in the work. If I'm about to expand my business, if I'm about to go to another level, I got to talk it. I got to tell somebody about the vision. This is why I was just telling the team, I said 2023 going to be big. It's going to be big. I was telling them, I said it's going to be big. But then I said, well, baby, really, this is the work we about to do. Y'all ready? Write it down. So I'm talking, but I'm walking. When I was playing ball, I didn't go on the court and tell a girl to come on, get in my face. And you want to say what you want. I'm going to be deuces on you. I talk noise, but when they stepped in my face, I had to knock down the shot. Come on, somebody. I can talk noise to them, but when they step in my face, if I don't knock that shot down, I just talk. And now they come back up to me like, what you got to say now? Now they can talk noise back to me because guess what? I didn't put in the work. You got to be able to talk noise by faith. Now, I'm not telling you to be loud and boisterous and arrogant. I'm telling you to trust God. I'm telling you to get you some people around you that's going to trust God with you. I'm telling you to talk noise to the people around you so that all y'all can put in the work. Because faith and work can never separate. They can only build each other up. Faith and works must never ever separate. Which leads me to point 4. Works will always look at faith. Y'all get this. Come on. Works will always look at faith and say, you're nothing without me. See, this is how works talk noise to faith. Works will say, faith, you're nothing without me. Because faith, vision. Faith, vision. Can you see something? Y'all walk with me. What do you see? That's a vision. A vision is also called faith. That's what you're believing God for. But the Bible tells us that faith without works, the Bible says it's what? Dead. I'm telling you, you ain't doing nothing but daydreaming. Works will always look at faith and say, baby, you are nothing without me. Because faith is the talker. Works is the what? Walker. So works has to remind faith, you need me, bro. You need me. Because otherwise you're talking with no walking. But then watch this. Faith, what faith gonna do? Faith will always look at works. And guess what faith will tell works? Faith will tell works without me, a faithful vision, is you simply passing the time being busy. You just busy. Because you ain't got vision. You just busy. You ain't got vision. You just working. But there's no vision behind the work. So faith will look at works and say, works without me, you just being busy. You can't just be busy. You got to be productive. Productive says I have a vision and I'm going to produce works that's going to bring manifestation to the vision. So faith, works will tell faith, bro, you're nothing without me because faith without works is dead. You just daydream. Works will say, well, faith will tell works, well, works without me, you just busy because you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you just working. You just busy every day. Every day, 9 to 5, busy. No vision, just busy. Getting $1, just busy. But where is the vision? Because vision will take you from being busy to being productive because you're working towards the what? Vision. So where there is no vision is a perishing situation. God said, where there is no vision, my people will. So without vision and works, see, that's why they can't never separate. Because they can talk noise to each other. Be like, bro, you need me. Where you going? You need me. Where you going? So they're noise talkers to each other because they have to remind each other of who they are and where they're going. 5. Faith and works can't walk together unless they agree.
That's right.
Where do I get that from? Amos 3:3. Can 2 people walk together without agreeing on the direction? I'm going to go back to say this concept again. Faith and works can't walk together unless they agree. What lets me know, watch this, that you're not in total agreement with what you want out of life is you fail to put in the work. What lets me know that you ain't for real, about what you're saying because you ain't putting in the work to manifest the dream. So I can look at you and say, well, it looks like faith and works ain't quite in agreement yet.
Wow. That's good.
Well, why you say that, Pastor Trish? Because you're not going in the same direction.
Wow. That's good.
So faith and works have to go in the same direction. So if you say, I'm faithing for this, then works have to follow suit and show faith. You ain't in this alone. So I would look at you and be like, no, I disagree with that because your faith and works aren't in agreement with one another. I got 2 more. 6. It correlating this to a marriage, right? Y'all still walking with that?
Come on.
That concept?
Come on.
It's a correlation to marriage. Laws, principles, precepts, concepts. Faith and works must never let anything come between them.
That's right.
Not even each other.
Wow. Wow.
Listen. I can't let circumstances come between me and faith. I can't let trials come between me and faith. I can't let circumstances come between me and faith. Why? Because if it does, then they just divorced us. We can't let each other come between the vision and the work.
That's good.
Why? Because divorce always brings what? Separation. So if faith and works ever let anything come between them, they will never see manifestation.
Wow. That's good.
They will never see glory. They will never manifest dreams. They will never manifest vision. See, faith shouldn't be bashing works for not working. Faith finds, see, here's the thing. Watch this. This was so profound. Faith can't bash works for not working. Sometimes faith gives work too much at one time.
Come on.
Watch this. Follow me. Sometimes faith gives work too much at one time. And it's like a big elephant. And faith expects work to bite the elephant all in one. But how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So sometimes you give yourself too much work to manifest faith. Sometimes you get overwhelmed with work because you're trying to do too much. And so now faith and works are at odds because faith put too much of a demand on the work that you're actually able to do. You got to break it up bit by bit. Set goals, set a system, set a plan. Say, by this time, I'm going to have this done. And by this time, I'm going to have that done. And by this time, we're going to have this. See, faith can't put too much of a demand on works because then works will give up.
That's good.
And works will quit on faith. Why? Because there was too much of a demand. One step at a time. One bite at a time. One win at a time. One victory at a time. And I tell people all the time in marriage, they say, well, he didn't do this or she didn't do that. And they're like, but he did. And I said, count the small victories. Because that's one step in a positive direction. Don't expect that person to gobble the elephant all at once because you think that's going to make you happy. They're going to be miserable. They're going to be sick. They're going to be full and they're going to want to throw up because they tried to do too much. So you got to ask yourself, is faith putting too much pressure on works? Or do we have a balance? And the last one. Faith and works go higher together. One should always be elevating the other. Works should never let faith off the hook. And faith should be always putting in the work to see manifestation. I can never let Pastor Derek off the hook for not putting in the work to make me happy. He can't let me off the hook for putting in the work for making him happy. We have to both hold each other accountable because we got to go higher together. So if I leave him behind thinking I'm going higher, I ain't went nowhere. Because I left works on the table. But I elevated faith without adding works. How does that happen? Because God already told you that without it, it's dead. It's dead. So whatever you're dreaming on, whatever you're thinking on, whatever you're envisioning, whatever you're planning, you got to put in the work. If I want to come off of this medicine by faith. By faith. Listen, Linda. If you want to come off medication by faith, you got to put in the work. Put down the fried chicken. Get your butt out there and walk at least 30 minutes a day. Put them Coca-Colas down. Put them Sprites down. You want to come off of something, you better do the work. Don't be just talking. By faith, I'm getting off this blood pressure medicine. What work you putting in? What work you putting in to see glory? Because you ain't going to see glory. We're going to be praying for glory over you in the hospital bed. Because you didn't put in the work, but you spoke faith. You didn't put in the work, but you spoke faith. Where they do that at? All day, every day in the Christian world. We expect God to move. We expect God to heal. We expect God to deliver me from lust and fornication. But you still go around that person you know you don't need to be around. You talk in faith, but you're too weak to put in the work. So if I'm going to talk it, I got to walk it. If I'm going to talk it, I got to walk it. Now, does that mean that everything is going to instantly be perfect? No, I may have to take a half of a step before I take a full step. See, that's where too much pressure comes on us and we can't produce. Because we expect the 10 strides when you can only take one. Pastor Derek talked about how God blesses us with the ability, with the talent. He said he gave one 5 because he had the ability. He gave one 3 because he had the ability. I can't give you 5 if you only have the ability to take one. So baby steps towards manifesting glory. Baby steps. But take the step. Take the step. Y'all receive that today? Baby steps. You cannot. Faith and works are one. They can't divorce. They can't separate. Sometimes they have to remind each other that you need me. Because faith without works is a daydream. Works without faith is you just being busy. You ain't going on, you're just busy. And you keep putting yourself in situations you shouldn't be in.